RPS Slope Designer is the latest command from Rockpile Solutions to really automate your process of creating offset lines, offset slopes, slopes to elevations, and slopes to surfaces. The Slope Designer command can be part of the modeling toolbox, and it's in the corridor group, and it's right here, the Slope Designer command. Let's take an example of what it can do. Just importing a building outline. Let's say we want to build out the corners of this for stakeout purposes. This is the first application of it where we integrate the point creator functionality we released earlier this year along with the slope design capability. Let's just run Slope Designer here. In Slope Designer we can pick a style, so we can set up as many styles as we want. This time I'm doing 4-foot corner offsets for buildings. Sets up all the parameters down here for everything you need to do. Just click on the line, click on the side, and then just press all and then apply. And that will create you all of the corner points at each location in 3D. Let's do the inside corners now. So let's go to the left side and hit apply. That's now done all those. If you don't want lines, undo. Just go to the points, turn those on, turn off the lines, and then hit apply. Now we've got the corner points on the inside. Now we can set string line and do tape measurements off the chords in the field directly. We can also use this to set battle rails. Let's say we want to do intervals along the lines. Turn this on, go to interval points. Again, pick the line we want to do. Pick this line right here, this outer line, and then hit apply. These now created points at intervals along the line based on some settings that are stored in our building intervals, manage, and in here we can see we've set up interval locations and how we do that. That's one great example of where Slope Designer can really help you be productive in terms of generating information for stakeout. Let's start off with the same building outline. Let's say we now want to build out a footings model for this building and then do some side slope information from it to tie out to existing ground or to a specific elevation. Let's run Slope Designer one more time. This time I'm going to say we're going to do an offset line at 2 feet at 0% offset. Sets up all the properties for me down here, and we're using our optimizer technology as well in here to minimize the number of points that get created and also to optimize around curves and that kind of thing. So down here we're going to pick the line and we're going to say we want to go to the right side and we're going to say offset and hit apply. Now this time we're going to do the all method again and hit apply. That created me the offset line on the outside. Let's now switch to the inside and hit apply. That's now done the footing on the inside. Let's now change the mode to a 4-foot wall. So we want a 4-foot vertical wall off both these lines. So again, I'm going to pick the line. I'm going to then say I want to go to the right and say apply. Now I want to do the other line. So I'm going to pick the line, go to the left, and hit apply. That's now created me a 3D model of my trench that goes around the wall footings. You can see the line work here for that. Let's say now we want to put a bench around the outside wall. So we're going to go to here. We're going to say we want to do an offset at 4 feet at 0%. And we're going to click on the line string that we want to offset, this one, and then go to the right and hit apply. That now just created me my 4-foot bench. And now to finish this up, let's say I want to do a side slope at 2:1 to an elevation. So I'm going to go out here to an elevation of 110 and then pick the line we want to offset, this one, and hit apply. Let's take a look at that in 3D. That's our line work created for this building. Grab all the lines, make a surface out of them. Check the surface to make sure it looks good. If you find any problems, like this problem down here, flat triangles, just change your flat triangle settings to yes. Bang, it's fixed. Now we've got our 3D model, footings, foundations, offset benches, and all this curvilinear geometry around the outside. Slope Designer is fantastic for being able to build out complex multi-offset line type functionality for any type of side slope type operation. Let's take a look at it in roads. Okay, so for roads, in this case we've got an alignment, we've got an existing terrain model, and we've got some labeling along the road that's got different cross slopes that we might not want to model. Let's take a look at this then. So we're going to go in here, we're going to pick up our 12-foot offset. So these are templates that you can define and save and use over and over. So in this case I'm looking for my center line to edge of pave 12-foot offset at -2% as my standard. Then I go down through here and I can then say I want to now pick 12 feet at 2% and I can pick my reference line and I can just do a right side offset and hit apply. And that goes the whole way down the line, and I can pick the left side and hit apply. And now I've done a 2% crown road all the way through the model. And we're going to pick the end point right here. And once we've picked that, then we can start the next one. So it automatically picks the start station. And now this time we want to go from -2 to 0. So we're going to go from -2 to 0% here. Now we want to go from 2 to 0. And in here we can pick the start point. We already have that, so we're just going to pick the end point. That does that one. Now we want to go from 0 to 2. So we want to go from 0%. Now we want to go from 0 to -2. Pick the end station. Now we want to go from 2% to 4%. Oops. Pick the end station again. And we want to go from 4% to 4%. Pick the end station. Now we want to go from 4 to 2. So we want to go again from 4 to 2%. Pick the end station. And now we want to go from -2, and we're going to stay at -2 all the way through to the end of the road. So we're going to go -2% to -2%, and then we're going to go all the way through to the end point right here. And now created that whole line all the way through there with variable cross slopes all the way down. If we take a look at it in 3D just to check we got it right, turn off the surface models so we can see what we're looking at. And you can see there we've now got a curvilinear line, optimized and elevated and cross sloped all the way down the job. Now at the same time we could be building those as surface models automatically, but in this case we might want to go back now and just make surfaces out of this. Just pick up the lines that we want. And then make a surface out of it here. So there's our road pavement surface finished on the right side. Now we can do the same thing for the left side. So we can either do the full length of the line, we can do sections of the line at different offsets. And now let's say we want to make a tie slope from that. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to use Smart Join to join these lines together. So now we're going to say I want to simple join auto, and I want to pick all of these lines that I had here. So I'm just going to turn off the surface a second just so I can easily pick these lines. I want to pick this line right here to this one to this one. And say close. So now I've got my surface line work here. And now we want to maybe do a side slope off this line. So staying in here, we can again pick our tie slope design. So this time I want to do a 2-to-1 tie slope. And I'm going to I'm going to add it to the surface. I'm going to pick my new surface that I just created. And I'm going to go in here now and I'm going to say I want a cut slope and a fill slope targeting my target surface. I want to go to the right side of the alignment that I've got selected right here. And then I want to say apply. And that's now computing the tie slope off this side of the line. And that just added it to the surface as well. So I turn on the new surface here. You can see it's created me my surface here all the way along. If I want to do one from the other side, then again I would just change my line string that I want to use, this one to the alignment, and this time I'm going to say I want to do all to the left and hit apply. And now that's going to do the one on the other side as well and add that to the surface. So very quickly there I can build cross slope pavement, I can build side slopes, I can do it along the whole length of the line, or I can do it individually in little pieces along the line should I want to do that. However works for you, depending on the data you're working with. But again, side slope is a tremendous tool for calculating any type of side slope, any type of offset line, any type of building stakeout information. It's a tremendous tool. Take a look.